Howdy folks. This week you're going to get two intros to the Free Money Challenge video. It's going to be a bunch of dead space in the video where it's basically me sitting in my truck telling you where I'm at. And then it immediately clips over to me back in the truck telling you I didn't find anything. But if you will, please stick around to the end of the video because I got some really great news for next week's video. This week's video is pretty good, other than going to a few places and striking out, leaving empty-handed, so to speak. But without further ado, let's get into this week's video, and I'll see you at the end of it. Thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 4 of the Free Money Challenge. This is a challenge where I took cans and bottles and dropped them off, turned them in for the deposit, got that money back. So the money's not actually free, but in my household, before I started taking those cans and bottles in, they would either go in our recycling bin, which we pay to have them come pick up our recyclables, or they'd have went straight in the trash, which means that money was gone. So to me, that's free money. So I took cans and bottles in on the first 3 episodes, turned them in for money, took that money and went thrifting to find things to flip online for a profit. And we're trying to see just how much profit we can build. I didn't go to the cans and bottles this morning. And here's why. We had a sale. The first item to sell in our Free Money Challenge was the Flowbee hair cutting system from, I think, episode 2. Pretty sure it was episode 2. Anyway, we took an offer of $80 plus shipping. The customer was all in at $103 and some change after shipping. And out of that, by the time we paid eBay's fees and shipping and all of that, we were left with $65 of profit. But we also, because we get that money back, we're going to add back in the original $7.01 that we spent on that Flowbee. So out of that $65 that we made in pure profit, I set aside 30% of it for tax reasons and just going to put that in my savings account and forget I got it until tax time. So by the time we take the $19.50 out of the profit and out of our budget and add back in the $1.79 that we were left to the good out of the last episode, we are left with $54.30 for a budget, which is the largest budget we've had so far. So we're probably going to hit up a few more stores this time, not just my local one here in Medford, Oregon. This is where we're starting. We are, you can almost, there you go. You can see the sign. We're at the Medford, Oregon Goodwill, and unless we just get super lucky and go in there and fill a cart, we're probably going to hit a few other thrift stores, including 2 more Goodwills. We may throw in a St. Vinny's in that mix also, but we'll see. So let's get in there and see if we can find something for this challenge to flip online for a profit. Let's get in there. All right, folks, here we go. We're finding stuff already. Got a couple of hand-blown glass ornaments. These usually do well for me. Already got a couple of things in the cart to look up. Got those off the new carts that are out. I don't like filming those because it gets kind of busy right there, and I don't want to have to blur people's faces out. So let's get on with it and see what else we can find. Oop, Fenton Bear. Any damage? No, that's a good pickup. What a lot of people don't realize about those Fenton Bears is they will actually glow under a black light. So to make them a little easier to sell, your first picture should always be the glow picture when you've got glass that glows. That's a funky little teapot. Redware, hand painted, $4.79. It's actually pretty low grade. So I think we'll leave that here and wait for the half off sale. This week is orange and green. Orange is 50, green is 75% off. But that one had a yellow tag on it, so we'll leave it here. That is kind of neat. I don't know that the egg goes with it, but the price tag is on the egg. I don't see any markings. It's a cool item. If it had color to it, I'd pick it up. Walrus, probably carved out of coal from Alaska, or nope, that one is some kind of ceramic material is poured into a mold, so not even carved. Lucite S, that's been here a while. I don't like it. That's cute, but it's a music box. Those things are tough to sell. We're looking for a little bit better items. There's some Precious Moments. If you want to see something cool, get on YouTube and, well, here on YouTube, I should say, and look up Altered Moments. The things people do with those things are pretty cool. Unfortunately, you can't sell the things on eBay worth a flip, especially at $3 a piece. If you can lot a bunch of them up, they're okay, but you have to buy them way cheaper than $3. Alrighty, that does it for that aisle. We'll wrap around here to look at this end cap. Cool dinosaur head. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but oh well. And that is a repop. That's not actually old. All right, I'll see you when I find something. Our next find is this beautiful iridescent Apple paperweight. Don't know if it's signed or not. $4.79. It's got a few scuffs on it, but unfortunately the stem is broken on it. Oh man, as much as I hate to leave this behind, I just know from experience buying things like this, even if it's nicer, it's very hard to get much out of them. But I think I'll put it in the cart and just think on it for a few minutes. Maybe I'll try to peel that sticker back a little bit, see if it's signed, and we'll make a decision later. But my advice, don't pick up broken glass. It just doesn't sell. I love finding old tools. I've been selling old tools for a long time. This one is a Stanley hand plane. Unfortunately, right there where the blade comes out, it's all chipped up, and I just don't think it's worth picking up, because you have to get top dollar for them, you have to refurbish them, and it is a lot of work to refurbish one of those little guys. Selling them as is not bad if you can get them cheap and they don't have damage. But again, unfortunately, this one has some damage. Hey, we're still on the what I call the man aisle in Goodwill, and I found another old tool. We're gonna put it in a basket and look at it, think about it. I don't even see what it's $4.79, but drop in a comment if you think you know what this thing is. Does not attach to anything, but it's got this screw that pushes down right here, and there is the maker for it. So if you think you know what it is, drop your guess down in the comments. We may have made another find. We're still in the same Goodwill. These are Frank Lloyd Wright crystal candlesticks, and they are made by Miller Roger in 2000. I looked up comps, and they're pretty good. Maybe a long tail item, but we're going to put them in the cart and think on them, double check for any damage on either one of them. Okay folks, on our first stop, we ended up just getting the Frank Lloyd Wright crystal candlesticks. We paid just under $7 for the pair of them after my discount, leaving us with 40 some odd dollars to continue the challenge with today. I'll get more accurate with the math as we go along, or when we get back to the shop. The Fenton birthday bear had a chip in it, and honestly those things only bring $12 to $15 in mint condition, and chipped they don't really bring anything. So we put that back. The apple with the broken stem, I was able to peel the sticker back just enough on both sides a little bit. There's no signature on it. As nice as it is with that broke off stem, I'm just not picking up broken glass like that. I don't remember what else we had in the cart, but the glass ornaments, the orange glass ornaments. I do really well on those in the $12 to $18 range when they're signed. When they're not signed, I get $8 to $12 for them. and these were not signed, and they wanted $5 a piece for them, so it really wasn't worth picking up either. If any of those items are still there on half off or 75 off day, maybe I'll pick them up. It just depends on my mood, but most likely not. Maybe those ornaments, but definitely not the broken stuff. So let's go to a new one. I'm going to take you one that I haven't taken you to before. So here we go. I'll meet you over there. Well, we're at our next Goodwill. This one is in Central Point, Oregon, which is just a few minutes up the road. It took maybe 20-30 minutes for me to get here from the one all the way on the other side of Medford. So this one is much smaller, and they tend to price things up in this one, and typically I leave this one empty-handed. However, when I do make a find in here, it can be really good. In fact, the best flip that I have ever found in any Goodwill anywhere came out of this one. A few years back, I found a piece of stereo equipment. I don't remember what it was, an equalizer or something, rack style equipment, but it sold for over $700, and I'm pretty sure I paid less than $10 for it. So it can be good. It's just a bigger chance of it being more of a miss than a hit. So let's get in there and see if we can find something to flip for this free money challenge and make us some profit. I'll see you in there. As expected, I didn't find anything in there for the challenge. Now, I did not leave empty-handed. I picked up 4 pieces of art glass, but those are going to be in my next knickknacks.net live sale, which is a topic for a whole nother video. But if you haven't checked that out, it's nicknax.net. And it's one of the fastest growing e-commerce sites out there right now, and I am a seller over there. So if you want more information about that, let me know down in the comments, and I'll get that to you. All right, we're headed to another one that we've never been to on camera before, so I'll see you. Okay, folks, we are at our third and final stop for the day. Hopefully we get lucky and use up a good portion of our budget at this one. We are at the Goodwill in White City, Oregon. From the time we left the first Goodwill until the time we get to this Goodwill has been less than an hour. So 3 Goodwills in less than an hour. We're going to go in here and see if we can find something to flip online for a profit for our challenge. Now, if we don't use up our budget here, we will continue looking tomorrow. So let's get in there and see what we can find, and I'll see you. Well, we struck out. Not a single thing in that store that I could buy and resell for a profit. Used to be one of my absolute favorite Goodwills to come to, but in recent days, months, last year or two, the pricing has just gone through the roof. There were a few nicer items in there. They were priced up, but they were either broken or misidentified, and just so again, don't buy broke glass. So I guess we will pick back up tomorrow and see if we can have a little better luck. I was going to take you by the St. Vincent de Paul's today, the St. Vinny's, and then as I was getting close to it, I remembered they're closed on Mondays in my area, so that's out. We hit 3 Goodwills and found a pair of crystal candlesticks that we can list for the challenge, and the link to those will be in the description of this video. I did find in the last stop, the one in Central Point, I found a few pieces of art glass that were cheap enough that I can buy them, and while they're not great listings for eBay, they are fantastic items for live sales. So again, if you want to know anything about the live sale for the vintage and collectible and decorative glass over on knickknacks.net, hit me up in the comments, and I can send you some links or something. So I guess I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, folks, it's the next day, and we're back to my regular Medford, Oregon Goodwill. So after we bought the candlesticks yesterday, our new budget is $47.51. So let's get in there and see what we can find, and I'll see you in there. Here we go. I'll pre-test it a little bit here. But this is old school bread and butter for me. I sell a lot of these things, or I used to. They're getting pretty difficult to find anymore. So I'll go find a VHS tape in the media section of the store, bring it back here, and test this thing out, see if it eats the tape or not. I used to do pretty well with stuff like this. It's pink depression error glass, but it's not exactly depression glass. It's been etched with some beautiful designs, but being so closely associated with depression glass, its market has come down a bit. And then up here, this is a really nice piece of glass. It's Viking. Get you in there and show you that sticker. Yeah, that's Viking glass. Unfortunately, it's got two things going on with it, three things. It's a divided dish. I don't do well with those. It's clear. I don't do well with that. And it's got a handle on it. Unfortunately, a couple of influencers out there have mentioned they don't like picking up things with handles. And it's kind of spread, not intentionally, but it's kind of affected their market a little bit. So if that had some good color to it, if it was Viking Blue Neat or if it was uranium glass, I'd jump on it in a heartbeat. But being clear glass and it's got a handle on it, and being a divided dish, we're just going to leave that one here. I'm sure there'll be a Viking collector come along and swoop on it. All right, we went and got us a tape off the shelf. Put it in here, it played. We put it in reverse, rewind it, and we're about to see if it eats the tape. Awesome, it did rewind the tape. It was almost completely run through, and it didn't eat it. So let's go over here and see if the DVD tray opens and closes. Yes, and it's not full of funk. All right. There we go. There's their next item for the free money challenge. Another game of what would you thrift and why. Let me know if you see anything that you would pick up, and then tell me why. All right, what'd you see? All right, folks, one last ditch effort to spend some more of our budget for this free money challenge. We are back at my primary thrifting spot, and that'll be the Goodwill here in Medford, Oregon. So one last ditch effort, and then we will see you back at the shop where we will clean our items that we have found so far and get them listed and get this video put together and go live for you guys. Not go live, what am I talking about? We're going to post this video for you. Lots of printers, speakers, aftermarket video game stuff. Yep, there we go. It looks like we're going to have a electronics heavy listing this week. This one is double good because it comes with the remote. Let's see, is it a player or a recorder? I think it's just a player. If you find these that record to DVD, they are really good. Not as good as they used to be, but we'll get this thing tested here in the store. Hopefully it'll be good to go to take home to test. One thing I haven't sold in a long time is vintage hats. This is a New Era hat. It's got all the stickers and everything on it. I ran the comps on it, and I don't think there's quite enough there for it. It's a little dingy, and being that it has original stickers, you can't clean it without messing those up. I guess you could, but it's a lot of extra effort. They want $8 for it here. And it probably only sell for about $12. So I'm not gonna do the work of cleaning it just so I can post it or list it and make $2 or $3. And I've picked up a couple of pair to look up, but these are Hoka Bondi 8s.
they've got some wear to them. They're not terrible. They would clean up nice. And they want $14 for them. And quite honestly, these are probably a $29 to $34 shoe after I clean them and refurbish the midsole. And once upon a time, I would have picked these up and they would have sold for $50 to $75 or more. They just don't bring the kind of money they used to, at least not for me. So I believe we're gonna leave these for somebody else. They're good size, they're in decent condition. I just don't feel like doing the work to get them listed. So we're gonna leave them behind. Pick these up off camera. I had somebody crowding me and anyway, that's neither here nor there. These are Nike Cortez. They're a women's size 8. And they should bring us about 50 bucks. And they're $14, just like the Hokas. I'll take these over beat up, dirty Hokas any day. These are in fantastic condition. Just brush them out, put some shoe trees in them, take some pictures, and there we go. So one more thing for our free money challenge.
Hello, folks. Well, we're back at the shop. We've done all the shopping we can this week with our budget. We didn't we still got a little bit left in the budget. But we bought 1, 2, 3, 4 items. The first thing you saw me find were these candlesticks. And then we found 2 VCR DVD combos. Neither one of them were the DVD recorders. The last one we found has the remote with it, and we're going to make a custom bundle. We're going to add a blank DVD or VHS and a set of cables to go with it, RCA cables. It's always good when you can do that. I'm kind of run low on those items right now. I'm going to have to get myself to the bins and restock. We also picked up a pair of ladies' Nike Cortez. So all together, we started out with $54.30, and we spent $41.72. So that leaves us $12.58 to the good. And after I get these tested and cleaned, and I hope they test good. I tested them the best I could at the thrift store. They didn't eat the tapes. So hopefully when we hook them up to the TV here, they will work out fine. I have a small TV here that's got both HDMI and RCA cables pre-attached to it, and this stays here all the time so I can test these things. I pick them up as often as I can. They've been real good sellers for me through the years. When we get done testing all of this stuff, we're going to talk about next week's video. Or we can do that right now. So next week, we're going to have an even bigger budget. So we might accidentally go to an antique store or two and maybe pay up a little bit for some better items so we can put something really good online for sale. But for now, let's get these things tested. Hopefully they work correctly so I don't have to redo all this math. So we're going to have all the links to all the listings for these items in the description of the video. Get this plugged in. We're going to get our RCA cables plugged in. Now it's very important when you're testing these things not to clean them or remove the price tag for them. In my area, as long as you have the price tag and your original receipt, you get 7 days to turn these things back in. All right, we have power. We have a TV hooked up. Let's reach down here and find us a VHS tape movie and a DVD movie. Let's see which one. It is on VCR already. Sometimes one side or the other. Oh, there we go. Boy, that thing's loud. Turn that down. So the VHS side works. We'll go ahead and stop that and put it over here. If I remember right, this particular model, it's a Panasonic, automatically changes from one side to the other. Let's see if that's correct or if I'm just remembering incorrectly. play. Yes. Most of them have a little button you push to select which side you're going to use. Hey, it's working. So that's one good one. Let's go ahead and stop that one. Now I tested the fast forward and the rewind at the store. So we don't have to worry about testing that. We've already tested it. Let's get this other one put up here, get it tested. And I'll clean these things later, so you guys don't have to sit through that. All I really do is scrape the tag off, use a little glass cleaner and a little Goo Gone if necessary, and clean them up. Let's get this done. So that one is ready to list. We'll set it over here out of the way for now. Get the other one up here. This one we have to actually test the remote for it and make sure that it works. Let's go ahead and get a set of batteries in it. This is my test station. I keep a lot of batteries here. The most common are AA's, but I've got AAA's and 9 volts and C's and D's down there. I'm about to sneeze. Whew. Sorry about that, folks. Somebody bless me in the comments. All right, we have batteries in. Let's get our RCA. Plug into our power strip. Now I use a power strip instead of directly into the wall. That way if there's something bad wrong with it, hopefully it'll trip my power strip before it blows the breaker in the breaker box. Power on. Let's see if the power goes off. Yes, power on. And let's see. Got a VCR TV. It is on VCR. DVD, that works. Put it back on VCR. Let's check that one out. Does it play automatically? Yes, it does. There we go, it works. Let's test out some of these buttons here. And let's fast forward. Fast forward, yes. Play. Yep. Rewind. Yes. Stop. This one actually has an eject button. Let's see if that part works. This Panasonic is actually a pretty good one. If I remember right, the comps on it were somewhere in the $90 to $100 with the remote. All right, let's switch it over to DVD. Yeah. Charlie and the Fact. Let's see if this one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Johnny Depp in it. Reading. Please read. Please read. Come on, play for me. Play. There we go. Come on, give me a picture. There it is. We are good to go. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and stop that. Let's eject it. And just like that, we have two really good machines. And hopefully they sell quickly. I am going to price them at the top of the market, but I'm going to turn on offers. So we're going to give it every chance to make as much money as possible. So there we go, folks. I am not going to make you watch me clean all this stuff. Suede shoes, there's a million videos out there on how to clean suede shoes. If you really want me to, I'll make a video showing you how I do it. These are in great condition. All they need to be done is just brushed down, shoe trees put in them, pictures, and away we go. Now with glass items, if you have original stickers and labels, don't soak them. Peel the sticker the best you can and spot clean. Use a damp cloth, wipe them down. If you lose these original stickers, the value goes down. So there we go, folks. That wraps up this week's episode of the Free Money Challenge. And I think we did pretty good. I wish we could have found at least one more item, but we'll just wrap the money over in next week's video. Speaking of which, I already mentioned that we're going to have a better budget next week because the VHS copy of Jackass the movie sold. The lamp pieces that we had in the last episode, we put those up for auction, and last I checked, the auction was up to $77. That auction will end tomorrow, and so we're going to have a pretty good bit of money there to add to the budget. So stick around. We'll see you next week on the next episode of the Free Money Challenge. Y'all come back now. You hear?